In the world of ecology, we start with an ecosystem. Within an ecosystem, a unique type of interaction that can develop is facilitation, where the presence of one species alters the environment in a way that enhances the growth and survival of another. This isn't a simple give and take, it's systemic, beneficial change that relies on the creation of a framework rather than a simple exchange. And within the natural world, we as humans are not exempt or excluded from these ecological intricacies. What if we approached human institutions as an ecosystem in disrepair, out of touch with nature? Let us take you to an ecosystem dear to our hearts and in dire need of facilitation, our community in the northeast of the United States and our institution, the Rhode Island School of Design. The Rhode Island School of Design, or as we like to call it RISD, is an ecosystem of creative exploration and experimentation centered upon creators, the materials they use, and the spaces that house them. Students use all kinds of conventional and unconventional substances to create. But what happens after a project is over? What happens to those materials? What happens to the waste we generate during making? Where does it go? The reliance of many studios on toxic or synthetic materials makes reuse or recycling nearly impossible. Dyes, inks, and foams are produced, used, and then disposed of at an astonishing rate, especially at a school where experimentation and expansive prototyping is encouraged. When we looked at RISD's current waste management system, we noticed that food waste from the dining halls was going into industrial composting. While not the worst path for food waste, there is so much more potential in upcycling that could be done. The material waste from studio courses and department buildings is a different story, with the vast majority ending up in a landfill. So how can we link these two? How can we facilitate the reuse of food waste on campus before it ends up at a facility, and in doing so, offer a different material option to students, a more sustainable and biodegradable alternative? We propose a system in which selected food waste is segregated and converted into beneficial products such as dyes, packaging, and prototyping materials, which can then be used by various departments on campus. Let's take you through each step. The first node of the system is the dining halls and cafes on campus. They are a treasure trove of raw material. From talks with RISD dining managers, we found that the dining hall pays to dispose of more than 3,000 eggshells, gallons of coffee grounds, and buckets worth of vegetable scraps each week. These raw materials are then brought to the Nature Lab, the location of all material production. The Nature Lab at RISD currently houses material labs as well as biological references for students and has the facilities and expertise to help support the endeavor. Here at the Nature Lab, student workers will prepare the collected materials for further processing. With such a small campus, this program could easily be supported by students working in existing programs funded by RISD. We have identified eggshells, coffee grounds, seasonal vegetable waste, and specifically requested items to be the standard collection groups for RISD dining. These streams of food waste are all easily separated and can be diverted away from industrial composting. All of the collected waste types are processed and refined into their final materials. Eggshells are ground into a fine powder and then used in biocomposites, adding rigidity and structure to the material. Coffee grounds are boiled down in water to form this ink. The same process is followed for a variety of vegetable waste, being processed to produce concentrated inks. The residual coffee grounds and plant waste from the dye-making process are mixed with wood shavings from wood shops on campus and used as the substrate for mycelium cultivation. Mycelium is a mushroom network that is able to grow in a wide variety of material as long as it's given food. After inoculation with spores, the substrates are slowly enveloped with the mycelium matrix. At the end of the process, these mycocomposites are sent to the different makerspaces on campus to be used as building or prototyping material upon request. Additionally, this growing mycelium colony can produce mushrooms for the dining halls, creating a circular loop. In modeling this new system of reuse around an ecosystem, a key pillar of this design is the circularity of many of the streams. Instead of going straight to the landfill, there are loops to recycle products, pulling more use and value out of our current waste. All leftover vegetable-based waste used in dye making is composted locally at a community garden, helping to support the produce grown and in turn re-enters the RISD dining system. With the basis for these materials being simple natural components, they can be easily reused or composted at the end of their lives. Instead of student projects being destined for the landfill at the end of the semester, reuse and material breakdown should be the goal. Each of the materials produced at the Nature Lab can then be distributed to academic departments and the RISD store for sale to students and the general public. The RISD store is the main source of art materials for students. This space is also open to the public and frequented by many professors and locals looking for supplies. With this as our outlet, we could help push these materials to a wider audience as well as help fund the system's operation. A big piece of this proposed system is the work that would be needed to maintain it. Over the last few months, our team has done the work to make the system run. However, in order to be a sustainable and long-term solution, the project needs constant student work. Including delivery and material production, the system would cost around $120 a week. This could be offset by the sales of material. Some materials could be sold directly to students and the surrounding community, while the school could replace many materials it already purchases and provide the material to students at no cost, further pushing the vision of more sustainable materials becoming the norm in the art and design worlds. This project also provides a platform to educate the RISD community about sustainable material use. Already, we've had multiple professors reach out to include the premise of this project within their curriculum. There's a desire for these materials and this way of working, both from students and instructors. In the past, when students have been interested in biomaterials or waste reuse, they have taken individual initiatives. With the new website, students can make specific requests to RISD Dining, facilitating sustainable projects that they're working on. The website also includes additional resources, including past projects and material recipes. This should streamline the process and lower the activation energy to get involved, allowing more students to share their knowledge and experiment freely. In the last few months, we have also had the pleasure of collaborating with a RISD professor to help instruct their class, giving the system a trial run.
So the workshop that happened was kind of a catalyst for students to start experiment with materials and thinking about materials as the medium of their design. So not only they were thinking about what to make, they were also thinking about the material itself. And I could see how the students got really experimental and into it. At one point you look over the room and you see everyone like cooking something, and then students running outside, running to the mat, to the cafeteria to bring things and trying to incorporate that into their bioplastics.
One of my main ideas was to just be really experimental with like everything that I could do with bioplastics, and seeing what additives I could put in, how it makes the bioplastics feel, like how it makes them interact with other materials.
I guess it's also nice to just like know all the properties of what you're handling with. And I feel like it also introduces like new ways of fabrication.
A lot of people were like, bioplastic, I didn't think that was possible, you know, having like a compostable material. Yeah, so by making this work, I think you're also spreading the word about the possibility of working with biomaterials.
Katya's class has produced some amazing work in only a few weeks. These projects, paired with other students working to integrate waste from RISD Dining, are now in an exhibition on campus. Just this small case study demonstrates the potential, desire, and possibility of these materials' future implementation at RISD and hopefully other schools to come. At the heart of the Biocycles project is the act of facilitation and connection, of identifying the needs of the community and designing a framework to address current problems as well as laying down the foundation for a better, more sustainable future. While designed for the ecosystem of RISD, the system could be implemented within other institutions with a similar focus on making and artistic creation. With the Biocycles project, we aim to turn isolated action into interaction, separation into symbiosis, and individual intention into systemic, sustainable change.